Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Megan Tennant and I just finished binging Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So of course, I have to make a video on it because otherwise I'll just feel like I procrastinated and wasted time by enjoying consuming media because that's how my brain works. Sometimes I'm like a whisper in a riot, but I grow stronger, keep Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a really great sitcom, and there's a lot of reasons why, but in this video I'm going to be talking about the characters specifically, and what I feel like personally makes the characters so freaking good. First things first, the cast. Brooklyn Nine-Nine has a legendary casting director, Allison Jones. She is either a practicer of dark magic or a time traveler, or both, but nothing else could explain her eye for talent. This woman is responsible for casting Freaks and Geeks, Parks and Rec, The Good Place, among so many more. Her resume of things she has helped cast, it's so long. I didn't even read all of it. I got bored. But she has a true eye for talent. I mean, look at Freaks and Geeks. Seth Rogen's first role, not to mention James DeFranco and Jason Segel, got their big start on Freaks and Geeks. And she didn't stop there. In Parks and Rec, she recognized the talent of the not yet well-known sexy Chris Pratt, a man who has gone on to star in two of the most highest grossing series of the last decade. And sure, you might not recognize him if you go back to those early days. I mean, he's got like way less abs, but he has all of the same spark and passion, and that's what she saw in him. She wasn't looking for abs, she was looking for someone funny and with that spark. She casts geeks, oddballs, new faces that no one has seen before. Still don't believe she's legendary? Her casting on Freaks and Geeks got her the first ever awarded Emmy for casting. They probably made it up just for her because she's so freaking good. Jones put together a cast of extremely talented actors, looking past the standard limiting factors in television to find gems that most casting directors would overlook. And the reason this is so freaking important is the cast influences the character. Micheal Schur, the writer of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, is a huge supporter of cast Let's just call it improv. That's probably why people just call it improv. It's easier to say. Brooklyn Nine-Nine does a thing called
fun runs, where we inject a lot of goofiness into it.
The concept of the fun run is once we've shot the scene appropriately and to the scripted version, then they get to sort of do whatever they want, basically.
There are times where they're like, all right, now just do whatever you want, and we'll just do the same thing. Louder. Like, I'm saying the same words, but I'm crazy.
This method takes a lot of the pressure off of the actors, and that can lead to some really funny stuff.
Even if you try something and it doesn't work and it's bad, which happens to me sometimes, it's fine. And I think you get the best work that way.
Just stop talking, please, until I finish eating my coffee.
Ooh, I love a squirrel is a foot.
I'm sorry.
And many of these actors have experience in comedy, and thus can create some pretty great jokes, especially given their intimate knowledge of the character they're playing.
It also is crazy to have this cast and not let them try to beat what we've written. It's like having 7 more writers on the set.
I mean, we've got actors like Chelsea Peretti, Joey Lo Truglio, Terry Crews, and of course we cannot ignore the incredible talent that is Andy Samberg, who is also a producer on the show. Guys, we're talking about the Lonely Island guy. And you can bet that freedom and encouragement to improvise lines led to some gems from this guy. Beyond that, Micheal Schur also writes characters with the cast in mind, often molding the characters into something the actors can truly understand or mesh with.
And I told them I had a minivan, and I told them all these things about my life. They actually added the minivan to the show. And the truth is, when you are just yourself, there's no one else like you.
Especially in comedy, it's important that everybody feels loose and happy and like the words seem natural.
The actor most different from their role is probably Stephanie Beatrice, who plays Rosa Diaz on the show.
I'm Melissa Fumero.
And I'm Stephanie Beatrice. We're from a TV show called Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
But even she was gifted a deeper connection to her character. July 2016, Stephanie Beatrice came out as bi on Twitter. December 2017, in episode 99, Rosa came out as bi.
Our boss, Dan Gore, sort of came to me last year and said, what would you think if we explored this character being queer?
Having a script that's molded around the actors like this really shines through in their delivery of everything from heartfelt scenes to jokes.
My parents watch the show every week. They know that I'm bi, but they haven't really fully embraced it. They call me after every episode, but they didn't call me after the coming out episode. So I'm personally really excited for them to continue seeing her journey.
Item number 3, let's talk diversity. This show has some of the best representation on television. And the diversity is just part of who the characters are. It's not used as a punchline, it's not the butt of the joke. We have LGBTQ+ rep in the form of Captain Holt, who is gay, and now, as of the 99th episode, Rosa Diaz, who is bi. So that's 2 of our 7 main characters right there. We have Jake, who is Jewish on his mother's side, and although we can't yet give them credit for it, there is speculation that he might come out as bi in future seasons. Something that if handled correctly could give excellent rep to bi people in different sex committed relationships. Something that you really don't see a lot of. And as a bi woman married to a guy, I would freaking love to see rep like that on television. And of course we have some awesome POC rep in our 2 Latina characters, Amy and Rosa, and our 2 black characters, Terry and Holt. And credit where credit is due, these were almost all casting choices, not character choices. Because the characters' diverse aspects don't alter them. Holt's character is the one place where his sexuality and his race do play into the story, but only in the form of the backstory, in his struggles to rise to the leadership role that he so very deserves. And beyond that, these characters could have easily been cast outside of the way they were initially envisioned. Case in point, Stephanie Beatrice.
Melissa got cast before me. I cried because I thought I'm so happy for her, but I also know that there's no way that a network is going to cast 2 Latinas. It doesn't happen. And then like 2 days later, my agents were like, guess what?
She got the part of a character previously named Megan, and they changed that name to Rosa Diaz to fit the new casting. Not a character change, a name change, because name change was the only thing required for a Latinx actress to play this character. I think this perfectly demonstrates the way the show avoids stereotyping, which brings us to number 4, the twisting of archetypes as well as stereotypes. Though characters are occasionally introduced as archetypes, they don't end as them. Their arcs and character developments mold them throughout the series so that by the end there's something completely new. Diversity doesn't define the characters. Terry is black and buff, but although he gets angry from time to time, he isn't shoved into the incredibly harmful trope of the angry black man, who thinks that the world is out to get him and there's injustice everywhere. Rather, he's a dedicated father, loving, protective, hardworking. He loves yogurt and is an amazing leader who, more often than not, is put into a parental role at the 9-9. Captain Holt isn't eccentric or effeminate, and though there's absolutely nothing wrong with those things, it's just so rare to see a character who is gay and portrayed without them. These traits therefore make for excellent representation for all of the men out there who are gay and, like Captain Holt, don't fit into that box that media so commonly uses to represent gay men. Captain Holt is confident about his homosexuality, but he isn't defined by it. And although his marriage is often a source of humor, it all stems from the personalities of the 2 people involved, and it would play out the exact same if we took Kevin, switched him out for a woman with the same personality traits.
PDA in the office? My.
Couldn't help myself.
And through both Amy and Rosa, we see an abandonment of the spicy Latina trope. Amy is competitive, but not confrontational. Rosa is tough as nails and stands up for herself, but she doesn't fall into tempers, and neither character is a sultry temptress. And though Rosa is decked out in leather and rides a motorcycle and is tough, these are all things that came from back when that character was Megan, and they didn't expect it to be played by a Latina actress. And incredibly, unlike the standard for a tough, assertive female character, there's no trauma pointed at as the cause for these traits in Rosa. Because women don't need a traumatic reason to not fall into the soft motherly role. Her arc isn't about her becoming softer, but rather about her learning to trust in her companions and communicate with them to reveal the softer side of her that was already there. And we also see the twisting of tropes. One of the best examples of this, I think, is the unrequited love between Boyle and Rosa. Unlike most TV shows, his persistence wasn't rewarded. And in the end, he moves on and doesn't ever look back.
I love her so much. I want to marry her butt so bad.
To Genevieve's butt.
To Genevieve's butt.
I could easily do a whole video on the way this show plays with archetypes and tropes. If you want to see that, drop a like and a comment. But right now, we need to move on to item number 5, which is character growth. Many sitcoms fall into ruts. The characters are the same season after season with no change and no improvement. But this isn't the case with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. When the characters learn a lesson, those lessons persist with very few to no slip-ups after that. Also, characters influence each other. I think the best example of this is shown through Jake and Amy's relationship, where we see Jake grow more mature and Amy grow more of the ability to goof around and let loose. Speaking of which, let's talk item number 6, character relationships. Sitcoms will generally sell out everything and anything for a laugh, including relationships, which are frequently torn down for the sake of comedy to the point where we can't help but ask, why are these people even friends? They don't seem to even like each other.
I have a contractual obligation to provide Amy with conversation and casual physical contact, but nowhere is it specified that I can't outsource that to an Indian.
This is something that Brooklyn Nine-Nine doesn't really do to the same extent that other sitcoms do.
I came as fast as I could.
Title of your sex tape. Nailed it.
You can't take any time off from work, but this is a loophole. You know, we can hang out here and chat and catch up and laugh. A case-cation. Case-cation, all I ever wanted. So?
Case-cation, all I ever wanted.
In Brooklyn Nine-Nine, episodes very rarely focus on the same character pairings. It's always being mixed up. And this allows strong relationships to develop between all of the characters. And these relationships are generally on the healthier side, and when conflict arises, it's almost always resolved within the same episode. Amy and Jake's relationship is solid, and it stays together throughout the whole show. Humor is never drawn from places of cheating or tearing themselves down, but rather just from competitiveness. They're on even ground and they respect each other and love each other.
Whoever catches the most fugitives gets to keep their apartment. Loser moves in with the winner.
All right, I'm in.
You have the right to an attorney.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Why did you stop?
I'm done. You win.
What?
I love you. I want to move into your apartment.
Really? I love you too.
Oh my God, what a beautiful moment.
Another hugely strong aspect of the relationships in Brooklyn Nine-Nine is the intersex platonic relationships. Rosa and Jake and Gina and Jake are one of the best examples of this. Jake is super close to both of these women. With Rosa, he went to the academy with her. With Gina, he kind of grew up with her. They've known each other for so long, longer than Jake has known Amy, but there isn't anything romantic there. Also, the female relationships are freaking amazing. The relationship between all 3 of the women grows over time into something just beautiful.
You're leaving, and I'm gonna cry about it a lot, okay?
And last but not least, number 7. This show has a beautiful lack of heteronormativity in its characters.
Are you saying my life matters less because I don't conform to society's heteronormative, child-centric ideals?
Are you really playing the gay card right now?
Yes, Queen.
On the show, male characters frequently express platonic affection for each other. They enjoy traditionally feminine things. They feel insecure about their bodies. They express emotions. They refer to other male characters as being attractive.
I don't know, I guess you'd consider him classically handsome. Is that weird to say?
No. I mean, is it? No, I don't think so.
And though jokes are often woven in, the jokes aren't targeted at these things. But these characters are also still allowed to love more traditionally masculine things. Terry is a gym rat and a busty, I almost said busty.
I must increase my bust.
A bodybuilding muscular man. Holt has a passion for his car. Jake loves action movies like Die Hard.
Oh my God. It's real life Die Hard.
And Boyle is Boyle. Likewise, the female characters are allowed to be tough and competitive, but not at the cost of more traditional feminine traits. Amy chases down and arrests a perp while rocking a wedding dress. Rosa is tough, but she still wears makeup. and fairly often dons dresses. She isn't turned into a tomboy character. So on both sides, the genders are allowed to be more free with their passions and their hobbies and their characterization than we would standardly see in sitcoms.
When we get out of here, I'm gonna needle point you a pillow that says, kapow!
This show is great for so many reasons, but a lot of it does come down to the characters and the actors who play them. I hope this video did them justice. So drop a comment down below. Who is your favorite Brooklyn Nine-Nine character? I'm gonna be super basic and choose Jake.
You're basic. It's a human insult. It's devastating. You're devastated right now.
But let me know who your favorite character is and why. And thank you so much for watching. If you have an idea for something that you want to see me delve into in a future video, make sure to drop a comment down below. And as always, I will see you in the next video.